Heard you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo, boom shakalaka, what's good? It's Saturday. It's, who run the city? Tea time, Big Fan Breezy. You already know what time it is. What's
Yeah.
good, Breezy? How you feeling, man?
I mean, I got more bounce in my ounce. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start the show like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to start a show a certain way. I tried Shazam. Nobody was really rocking with that. But I'm gonna go with, you know what I'm saying, it's Big Fan Breezy. I got more bounce in my ounce, you know what I'm saying? Nah. I'm gonna work on it. But what I will say is, what I realized doing my history, because I wanted to see what was going on, and by the grace of basketball, I watched Tea Times first sports and ish. It was the very first episode. I'm watching it. It's him, it's Jay Fluky, they all in the room. And I'm watching and see if he's gonna bring up the Knicks. And he does. And he goes to the camera and begs for the Knicks to be a better team. I mean, maybe I'm paraphrasing and it didn't happen exactly like that. But what I am saying is I did a little more digging and I found that the same draft that Mikal Bridges is, Jalen Brunson was in, and the Knicks missed him for Kevin Knox. I said, wow, what were they thinking? Now, I know things have changed, and y'all love Jalen Brunson dearly, but y'all could have had him. He was the 33rd pick for Dallas. I mean, you guys had the 8th pick and chose Kevin Knox. Am I mistaken? Was it the 8th pick or was it the 10th? I forget which one it was. I
It was,
forget.
yeah, I forget too. Yeah, keep going.
But I said all that to say y'all could have been nice, but y'all were trash for as long because y'all could have been had Jalen Brunson, but y'all overlooked them. And that's the past. But again, like I said, I like to be a connoisseur, what I do. So again, I further digging, because I was on another show called Players Choice, Chill for Chill, and I was talking about Bill Cartwright, and I had said, yo, he was trash. And then he was like, what? Looked at me wild. I was like, oh, wow, he was nice. So I looked and see that he was the 3rd draft pick for the Knicks, and he was nice when I looked at his stats. Bill Cartwright played good brand of basketball. He got there before Patrick Ewing and was hooping. Even Bill Cartwright and Ewing was on the team at the same time for a period of time, and then I just thought that it was funny how Oakley was on Chicago and Bill Cartwright was on the Knicks, and then Bill Cartwright goes to the Chicago and wins, and Oakley went to the Knicks and never won. So I just look at it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? But and further research, because I'm really looking for the next content, I found out as far as draft picks, it's always been significant of the GMs being successful in their career. Now, that being said, we're going to see what Sean Marks does in this current draft. We have the 21st and 22nd pick. There's rumors about us trading Mikal Bridges for the 3rd pick in the draft. I don't know if I'm fond of it for the simple fact that a player like Mikal Bridges is seasoned and ready to go to the next level. Just watched the interview with him on called Pivot, and he said, I like the transition of being the main scorer. He said, my drills is different. I got to do the same thing as the number 1 guy like Booker CP. I got to score the ball. So he takes pride in being able to score the ball. I don't know if we're going to make him the number 1 guy to score the ball. I think we need a number 1 scorer, and he'll be number 2. I think that's what's best. I shy away from the trade for that very reason. And again, heavy emphasis on the fact that Mikal Bridges at one time in his career was the number 1 perimeter defender for the Phoenix Suns, and his role has changed with the Brooklyn Nets and being the number 1 scorer. Again, going forward, I don't know if I'm comfortable with him as the number 1 scorer. I want him to be the 2nd, best scorer for the team. But we'll see. There's more rumors with Dame Lillard. I don't know how much of I entertain, but again, I won't be long-winded. Shout out to T-Time, shout out to the chat. I see you, Kev. I see you. This is JTV. I see you, BG. What's up, y'all, man? What's going on?
Yeah, shout out to everybody in there. Kev, Barry, Jay was good. It's hilarious to hear you spew these things about the 2018 draft and us missing Jalen Brunson. You know who you drafted in 2018?
2018, nobody. Not really.
You drafted somebody. I can't even pronounce her name. Is he D Zanin Musa?
I know who. I know. I don't. We're not gonna talk about their draft.
No. Hold on. Wait. We're not gonna do this. Nah. We're not gonna do this. You talking about us missing?
I remember Musa. I remember Musa.
With the 29th pick, y'all could have got Jalen Brunson. Y'all could have got Devontae Graham, who went 34th. Y'all could have got Gary Trent Jr., who went 37. But you here trying to criticize the Knicks for missing on Jalen Brunson when 30.
He can play on your team, though. That's the difference.
Javon
and
Carter
y'all always needed a point guard.
Hold on. Remember, y'all traded for Javon Carter or signed him. I can't remember.
He signed him as a trade player from the Suns.
He went 32. You feel me? Like, so no matter how you slice it, y'all messed up.
But I don't think we were fishing for a point guard the same way y'all was at that time. I think we had Spencer Dinwiddie at that same time. For real.
You cutting apple. You trying to split hairs here. Regardless of the fact, y'all messed up in the draft horribly. The person that y'all drafted only played 2 years in the NBA. So before you Kevin Knox is still in the NBA no matter how you slice it. At least Kevin Knox was still good enough to still be in the NBA. The guy you drafted was bro. I let you talk, bro. Here you go trying to cut me off. I let you talk. You could rebuttal after I'm done, just like I'm rebuttaling after you finished. I let you ramble and be long-winded. All right. Yeah, so no matter how you slice it, hold on. Y'all missed out on Bruce Brown in the same draft at 42. He was a member of your team. Like, so no matter how you slice it for trying to quote unquote cook us for missing Jalen Brunson, y'all missed on like 4 different people that y'all end up getting on your team in the same draft for a guy who only played 2 years. It's not like anybody knew that Jalen Brunson was going to be this good. That's why he dropped to 33. Because there was a lot of teams who picked bums above Jalen Brunson. Straight up bums. Straight up bums. Over Jalen Brunson. But here you are trying to criticize the Knicks for missing on Jalen Brunson, for picking somebody in Kevin Knox that everybody thought had a high upside when he was coming into the league, who never really fulfilled his potential. You know what I mean? So come on, cut that out, man. Cut that out. You know what I mean?
You finished or you done?
I'm finished because that was just a wild take, and just seeing who y'all drafted and who y'all passed over and that y'all could have used. You can't say y'all couldn't have used Gary Trent Jr. because he's a two guard / small forward.
What I'm saying is this said player, 2 things. One, to rebuttal, like I was going to. Y'all had a way higher draft pick to select way more talent, for one. For 2, for him to be such a high draft pick and not impact winning basketball on the Knicks and be on the roster for that long is a bigger miss. Like you said, he only been in the league for 2 years. We got him out of here as soon as we knew he wasn't playing a good brand of basketball. So again, case in point is Jalen Brunson plays for your team right now. Since he's been in the league around that same amount of seasons, Knicks fans been complaining about not having a good point guard. Maybe I'm wrong off a few seasons, but my point is this: that it's all semantics at this point. I said all that to segue into the fact that the draft is going to be more significant now that these new CBA rules are going to be implemented. Teams are not going to be able to have these max contracts on a team, and it's just not going to be that way anymore. You know, they're trying to design it to, I guess maybe that's the LeBron effect or the super team effect or whatever you want to call it. But my point is, when it come down to selecting talent at the draft, you have to consider when you see teams like Miami Heat wash the Knicks up, and the Knicks got way more higher draft picks with, what I'm saying. And that being said, another thing, it really comes from, they talk about the Heat culture, but I gotta give a lot of credit to that Heat culture from Pat Riley, because in my opinion, wherever Pat Riley goes, he develops a certain type of culture. Not to say that Miami Heat didn't have that culture before Pat Riley, but I do think there's an impact there. And I do think there's an impact with the Knicks, with that space between the front office that they have now and when Pat Riley was there was a lot of bad brand of basketball. So what I'm saying is, when it comes down to a good brand of basketball, it got to start up top to whatever Pat Riley's position is, whether it be GM or head of operations, whatever he does, it starts from the top. And again, heavy emphasis on the player development coach. The Brooklyn Nets just lost Royal Ivy to the Houston Rockets. He's over there now trying to coach. He's going to coach with Ime Udoka, which is significant to say, because player development is the coach that most rookies will have to deal with coming out the draft. If that coach is important to the ball club, that ball club will be successful. And I think that's one of the first moves that the Brooklyn Nets did by having Royal Ivy leave that position and bringing Jay Hernandez to fill that position. He's the new player development coach for the Brooklyn Nets. And one of the first things that we did in the offseason, first, we parted ways with Nash coaching staff, whoever was left. Second, we added Jay Hernandez, who got history with Jacques Vaughn in Orlando. They got some experience. And again, when I did my homework on Jay Hernandez, they said that he was best known for his player development skills. We got a Cam Thomas and a Day'Ron Sharpe, a DDJ who was leading the Long Island Nets with 22 points per and went to the conference finals in the G League. And only reason why I say from now on, we should not shy at the G League because of the Miami Heat, respectfully. They got a lot of G League players, a lot of undrafted players, and you see they make easy work on the Knicks. And on top of that, out there playing good basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, I'm just observing the playoffs and what it is since, what happened with the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I was just kind of watching the game and see how things go, enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I hope you Knicks fans and Nets fans all over are doing well. But again, Nets fans, this ain't shit funny all off season. We out here putting in work, coming up with ideas, trying to help the team get better. Nets fans is the best fans. And I'll land a plane saying this. Nets fans is the best fans because of Knicks fans violating Julius Randle, disrespecting him. No matter what he did in the regular season, he had a few off games that he got criticized and even took it on the chin and said maybe it was his fault. But still, they don't care. They violate. They don't show no respect. Why would a fan? And don't say I'm wrong, because I heard you say this on Knicks Edition. Yeah, I was watching. Shout out to Mrs. Knicks, and I apologize. Last Friday, we didn't say Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, baby mothers. All the mothers, you know what I'm saying? But that being said, I was tuned in, and I heard you complaining about what y'all need to do. It was kind of like what I'll be saying to you, but you were just saying it in your own words, which I thought was hilarious. And again, Nets fans, I trolled, did my very best. They I guess, but still, I was there putting in that troll work because it's what I do. Now, don't ever say that. Don't ever say that Knicks fans is better. Y'all just have more fans. That kind of violation to your star player, it's just disrespectful. And Nets fans could never. Nets fans is the best.
Are you serious? Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? You talk about maybe a group of 5 people that did that. I was there. I actually saw it. You know what I mean? So I'm not basing I'm not basing the whole fan base on 5 people, because for what I've seen, especially being on Twitter and in social media, most of the fan base is against what happened to Julius Randle's poster after the game. And it is all over Twitter. Everybody saying it's nasty work, this is corny, and da 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 da. So I'm not jacking that what you're saying is wrong. You feel me? I'm disgusted with those fans who did it. You feel me? But as far as the most of the fan base ain't jacking that. They said that's nasty work. Nobody approves of that. You feel me? And bro, I've seen y'all say a whole lot of nasty things about y'all star players. I've been
Never
in your
that.
group. I've been in your group. I've seen nasty work being said about Kyrie when he was on the team and he was one of the best players on your team. In your group, I've seen it. You feel me? So
I
cut it.
first off,
You know what I mean?
you
Cut it.
gotta you
Cut it.
gotta
I'm
address
not done.
what you see and who you see because I want to know
I
exactly
already
what you're talking about since you said it in
I,
my group. You know what I mean? But
I,
I
I,
know you said you seen the discrepancy that the Knicks fans had
bro,
with
I was
Julius
just
Randle and how
done,
they
bro.
handled it, and you were there to see it and didn't stop it.
Bro,
So I mean, if
my
you just
boy,
watch it
just
happen,
let me finish talk for once, bro. Like, I don't need you to rebut every time I'm in the middle of a sentence, bro. Like, you see how you just went on a long ass rant and I waited. I waited for my time to talk so I could have a stretch of time to talk, bro. You be patient. It's okay, bro. You can get work and just chill for a minute. You know what I mean? You have your time to
stop with the
rebut, man.
cap. But go
But
ahead.
yeah, I didn't cap yet. You feel me? Like I said, the thing, most fans is not jacking what happened to Julius Randle poster outside of the game. So for you to keep on what the fans is doing, it was 5 people. You feel me? 5 people. You know what I mean? Like, be easy, bro. That's a reach. You feel me? And I feel like as fans, you have the right to have displeasure with your star player. You can eat like I'm not even saying people can't want Julius Randle traded. Like that's their prerogative. That's their opinion. I disagree. You feel me? But things like that start happening, it does make the fan base look bad because then you got people who like Big Fan Breezy, who's the reach guard, aka Dow Sim, trying to reach and make assessments of the whole fan base on just a bad couple people, bad few people. You feel me? It's like drawing a comparison. You see a few people on the corner hustling, you be like, "Oh, black people hustle." No, that's not how it worked, bro. That's not how it worked. The Knicks fans is still the best fans. We still bring the most energy to the city. We still bring the most energy to the city. You see how it look after we win, how turned up we get, how we celebrate winning. You feel me? Like, and I refuse to let you sit up here and talk about how the Heat made easy work of anybody. Not a team that got swept in the first round, didn't even win a game. We took it to 6 at least in almost every game except for game 4. Game 3 or game 4 was a nail biter. Every game came down to the wire. We took it to 6. Y'all got swept. How you gonna talk about easy work when all your playoff when most of your playoff career as a Net fan, your team has never been nothing but easy work, getting swept more time than they won series in the whole history of Net organization, the Brooklyn Dust Bunnies. That's what y'all should be called. So mind your tone when you talk about the Knicks in playoff runs, man, because y'all easy work. Y'all practice in the playoffs. Practice? That's what the Nets is. When teams see the Nets on the first round, they be like, yes, this is a warm-up series. Easy work. Losing 10 straight playoff games. Easy work. When you talk about easy, how dare you fix your face? You feel me? That was a hard-fought series from a team that's looking like they about to get Boston out of here in 4 or 5. They about to gentleman sweep or sweep Boston in 4 or 5, and we took them to 6. They took 2 home games against Boston. You feel me? A team that's in the Eastern Conference Finals. You got packed up by a guy. You got packed up and swept by a guy that came here. He wanted to win a championship with y'all, but he saw your organization was trashed and forced his way out. And then the following year comes back and sweep you guys. Oh, nasty work, man. Nasty work. Nasty work. Now I'm done. Now you could talk.
A lot to rebuttal, lot to rebuttal, and I'm good at the rebuttal, and that's why I do it. I don't need to talk over vloggers, especially Knick fan vloggers, but I'm good
But
at
you do it all
rebuttal.
the time.
I know you said that you went to school for debating and all of that, but again, yeah, I talk like that just because I don't need to talk over you. I'm just ready to rebuttal. That's all it is. So again, these whole rants that we could go on, like I said, if we want to break this to 3-minute rounds, we could do it. You want to, however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You seen the locks and Dipset. I'm the locks, you Dipset. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm trying to tell you, man. Look, when it come down to it, as far as the Nets history, walk down it. We know what it is. But again, y'all bragging about a team being together for 28 games. And y'all were together for 82s. That's a whole flip, like I said prior. Now, it don't have to mean nothing to you, but remember this. When it come down to chemistry, you get that that's part of the championship formula. And y'all ain't running shit, like I said, because when it come down to it, y'all one of the founding teams. Y'all got 2 chips. You got the Celtics that got 17, the Lakers that got 17. And my point is that y'all been around long enough to have the most fans, not the best fans. So again, remember this. And I'm reading this book, and this is where I'm getting this from, literature. Yeah, y'all were riding high in the 70s off of the championships that y'all got, but let's talk about it. Y'all haven't been a dominant team in the East for a long time, and as much as you want to go through our history, again, we not a founded team like y'all who's supposed to be holding it down. We were always the overdogs. Y'all were supposed to be the favorites, and the only reason why I have this conversation over and over is because y'all dismayed through a championship team. How y'all not touched our roster, and y'all being the specific ball club that was part of the reason why we had to dismantle our championship roster? Exactly. What's funny? Now, the point is, if that never happens, we ready to compete, and that goes off of the record where we had 15 plus wins. We had a winning record. I'm over 500 record. And y'all were the ones that were scared of competition. This is the same way y'all are now. Just the same way we put the fire under the Knicks ass organization for y'all to be a better ball club because y'all was looking like shit for years. Y'all was sneaking it up, wasn't going to the playoffs, and y'all made it seem like y'all was holding it down because y'all always sell out in the garden. Oh, they turn up because they tired of losing. You know how many times the Knicks lost season after season, and the Nets don't have a streak since we've been here of losing the same way y'all have a streak of losing. So what we talking about? So my point is, hold on. So my point is, when it comes down to making the playoffs, and I heard you say that on Nixon-ish with Mrs. Anna and Cav, something about Julius Randle and how he played well in the regular season, and the regular season does matter, and not only the postseason matters. Again, we went 5 playoffs to the players 5 seasons in a row, and like I said, it count. So don't come over here capping about how it don't count, even though regardless of what happens in the postseason, don't come over here capping like it don't count, regardless of what happens, and then be on your show saying the total opposite. This is why I'll be cooking them, because you can't play both sides with me because I'm everywhere. Now, that being said, we're going to see what's going to happen. It's 8-2 since the podcast started. Both of us is on vacation. I don't know why you acting froggy. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all on vacation too. They made easy work of y'all. Like I said, you could say y'all 1-6. That's fine. But everybody's seen what the Heat did to y'all when they watched the game themselves. The eye test. Y'all got outplayed, outcoached, out-hustled. They wanted it more. You even got Randall even saying in his post-game interviews how they wanted it more. And it's blame Tommy T. Randall ain't gonna do it, so I'll do it. He the one doing wrong by playing Randall too many minutes at the end of the season, knowing he had a nagging injury. If anybody knew it, he knew it. And on top of that, it's not like I didn't have Toppin balling when he was sitting. He was putting up big numbers to prove to Tommy T that if Randall need rest, you can do it because I can give you good brand of basketball. And he never got to showcase what he can do with his skill set, because on one game, Obi shot 11 3-pointers and only hit 4 of them. It was part of the reason why Miami lost. Y'all got your ass whooped, and please spare me. Y'all not the team of the city no more. That title over with. We the team of the city. We the team that's going to run shit from now on. We're going to play the better brand of basketball from now on. And what I will say is I do think that both teams will go to the playoffs from now on, but I do feel like we're going to be the better team. Facts.
Yeah. Are you done? Yeah. Are you done?
Yeah, for now.
Yo, listen, man. It's hilarious to hear you talk about somebody getting whipped in the playoffs when all you do is get whipped in the playoffs, bro. Like, You can't. How can you fix your face and be like a team that went further and won more games in their series got whipped when your team got thrashed? Embarrassing, embarrassing. Two sweeps in the last what? No, y'all got swept 3 out of the last 4 years with a gentleman fifth sweep on the bro. Like, chill out, bro. Y'all make the city look bad in the playoffs, bro. When we make the playoffs, we aspire to win. Y'all just there and happy that y'all made it to the playoffs, and y'all want to hang your hat on that, bro. What you talking about? One series? I'm talking about the Philadelphia series. I'm talking about the Boston.
No, I'm talking about y'all went to the second round one time and wow long. No. Like, what are you talking about?
You know what's crazy? We've been to the playoffs, 3 times in the last 10 years, and we got just as many playoff wins as y'all. A team that's been in, like, chill out, bro. Like, relax.
No, I know that. But y'all only went to the second round this year. But when else y'all went to the second round?
Since y'all been here, y'all been to the second round twice. The Knicks been to the second round twice. Chill out,
exactly.
Bro. This is what I'm talking about. You sitting here bragging about going to the playoffs, but y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all had 8 tries to get further than the Knicks, and all y'all could do is tie with a team that only made the playoffs 3 times. That's nasty, bro. That's nasty. So that's why I talk about how y'all not running nothing, because y'all haven't done nothing for the city that the Knicks haven't done. Y'all haven't done anything. So how you gonna run? How you gonna come over and do something that y'all haven't done nothing for the city for? Y'all haven't accomplished anything. There's no Brooklyn Net banners hanging in the Barclays. There's only New Jersey Net banners. You keep on saying not yet. It's not happening. You hoping, you wishing on a star. You dreaming. You got caviar dreams and champagne wishes, man. Like, that's what you have.
Both of them in our lifetime never seen our teams win. So what you
mean?
Mean?
At least I could go to YouTube and watch Game 7 against the 72 finals and watch Clyde Frazier get a triple double on Will Chamberlain. I could watch that. Can you watch that? No, you can't, because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You feel me? Okay. So that's why you need to calm your nerves when you start talking about who run this. You don't run anything but your mouths, man. You feel me? And as far as the Knicks fans being the best fans, it's not T-Tom saying these things. When you watch the telecast, when you watch the sports commentators, they all say the same thing. The Knicks have some of the best and most knowledgeable fans in the NBA. That's just not T-Tom saying that. That's guys who watch sports and watch other teams and go to different cities and be around all the fan bases. They say these things, not just T-Time. So that's why you need to watch your Net fan mouth. You need to watch that, man. You need to watch that when you start talking about who the best fans, because it's not just T-Time saying that. You hear the guys on TV. They be like, when it comes to the Knicks,
I heard you say that. I heard you say that.
They got the best and most knowledgeable fans in the NBA. That's a fact. I'm not just saying that. It's not just because we've been here longer. These are the facts, my man. These are the facts. We have the most passionate fans. We have the most passionate fans in the NBA. Listen, man, check it out. When James Harden was here, he had to give playoff tickets for 50% off for y'all to even show up to the Barclays. That's good fan base for y'all when you have a championship contending team, or supposed to have been a championship contending team, and y'all couldn't even sell out the Barclays in the playoffs. Like, that's nasty work.
Can I rebuttal that?
I'm not done. You talking about how great your fans is when y'all can't even sell out the Barclays when y'all was in the playoffs, when you had 3 superstars on your team. And y'all supposed to be the best fans. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Now you can go.
Like I said, I'm rebuttaling all of that, Cap. Again, the reason why I feel like the fan base is growing because of me and other Nets pages that's shaking the scene. Knick fans ain't never seen Nets fans shaking the scene the way we shaking the scene. A lot of things is changing. You know what I'm saying? I troll your biggest Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different story. But again, my point is this: the Nets fans got a lot of how you say, impact on what the Nets should do. And again, they went the other route, seeing what it was as far as the superstar route, went the wrong way, not listening to what the Nets fans were asking for, and that was building the culture, building what the team we have. We never wanted to sell our team short for superstars. No fans was with that. We was with KD and Kyrie, but nobody wanted DeAndre Jordan to play more minutes than Jared Allen. Jared Allen was a draft pick, one of the best things that Sean Marks did. And again, when I go around in these YouTube streets, I hear some of the same thing. Sometimes fans become fans of NBA teams because they follow certain players in college. So when these college players get drafted by these NBA teams, they become fans of that said NBA team, i.e. Magic Johnson, Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, and etc. So case in point, there's different kind of fans. But what I will say about the Nets fans is that we want, and this is what I learned about being a fan. The best thing I could ask for as a fan is to see talent come from the draft, groomed to a superstar like a Michael Jordan, like a Magic Johnson, like a Steph Curry, even. You know what I'm saying? We didn't draft Dr. J. Dr. J was part of our team, but that was from a trade. We had Jason Kidd. He wasn't drafted. We drafted Kenny Anderson. We drafted Derek Coleman. As a matter of fact, like I said prior, the best GM we had thus far, we had 22 of them, is Willis Reed. He drafted Kenny Anderson, Derek Coleman, and he got Drazen Petrovic in a trade. So case in point is the GM has a lot of say in how good the team is going to be based on the transactions that they make. Now, in all fairness, the Nets haven't had a top 10 draft pick in a long time. You know, we've had first round draft picks like the 21st and 22nd going into this season, but we haven't had a top 10 or a top 5 draft pick. You feel what I'm saying? So again, my thing is that's the window on how you look at it as far as a draft pick. When you get a 21st and 22nd pick, not much is expected. But what I will say about, again, contrasting it to the Heat culture, you need the eye. You need somebody to have that special eye to find talent, you know what I'm saying, and work on their skill set to become something more than what their skill set is. But I would like the ball club to focus on the skill set in the draft, let them build from there like a Cam Thomas, and then develop his passing or whatever. But don't try to make them jump into a role immediately. Let them play through their skill set and see if they could develop a role like that. Because again, we're not going to be able to sign these max contracts, and the draft is becoming more and more significant, and that's where the GM's real power is. So yeah, man, I'm confident that we get talent. I just hope that the talent fits our team and us getting a power forward or a center. You know what I mean? There's draft picks that people on my page or fans on my page was talking about, and shout to them. You know what I'm saying? They had some good guys that they pick. I went and see the workouts, the drafts that the workouts that the Nets did in these recent weeks, like a week, these last 2 weeks, they worked out a few players, and there's some talent there. I don't know their names offhand, but there's some talent there. I'm interested to see which direction they go, but they looking at wings more than big men. I seen like 2 big men, but honestly, I want them to focus on that, because if we could get nastiness and grittiness from the draft, I think that's the way to build. Please don't get Jordan Poole, and focus on the draft.
The reason why y'all haven't had a top 10 draft pick in a long time is because y'all traded away most of y'all first round draft picks. Y'all could have easily had a top 10 draft pick, but in when y'all 2013, y'all traded away 3 first rounders and 2 pick swaps to the Celtics for a washed up Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Jason Terry. Yeah. So again, that's a failure of the front office. The front office almost made the same crucial mistake. Just so lucky that they were able to cash out on Kevin Durant. And I mean, unlike they was able to do when he traded all those picks for Jason Terry, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. Like, I mean, and that's a fact. I was just about to say that, Kev. I mean, and some of those draft picks led to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I mean, like that's a failure of the front office. I mean, like,
they did it to fill seats. I don't know why they did it.
Nah, they did it to try to win. You know what I mean? They thought that was the key to success. They was gonna pair them with Deron Williams, and Brooke Lopez, and y'all was gonna make a run at a title. That never happened. Uh, yeah.
That's a
So, what's the opinion that
The
they got
opinion
those guys?
is that those said players were washed and played their best basketball in Boston in their pride in Minnesota for Kevin
I
Garnett.
mean,
And we know that they was just here to fill seats on the business side of things. They
no, we
didn't want
don't.
to.
We don't. No, that's
I'm
an
just
opinion.
so again, we
That's
don't know this exactly. So I'm not saying it's fact. I'm just saying to say that in the theory of it, the draft picks are not going to get you to the playoffs, which is less money, less fans. But
yeah.
fans, I mean, players that got a face already, got a reputation, a career already, they can fill seats more than two rookies, even them being two draft
Yeah.
picks. But it was
Well,
2016, 2017. It wasn't like the same time.
you know what you know what Phil Sheets win in basketball. Like, let's not pretend that it hasn't been teams out throughout the history of NBA who picked
So
up,
about the
washed
Knicks,
up.
y'all wasn't winning, and y'all still was filling seats.
Who, my point. You know what I mean? But that's because we just have the best fans. You know what I mean? We gonna support our team whether they win or they lose, and that's a fact. You know what I mean? But there's teams that's been littered with getting washed up.
I see you, Barry.
Yeah, all those. Like I said, the NBA is littered with teams that got washed up players with hopes of winning. You feel me? Like, and I feel like that the Nets are no difference in that regard. They know that KG and Paul Pierce had championship pedigree. The leaders of the team was supposed to be Deron Williams and Brooke Lopez, and KG and Paul Pierce was supposed to be here to assist them in trying to win, and that failed. You know what I mean? But as far as draft picks go, I don't. We Adam Silver, man, he got to be better, man, because I always felt like the draft lottery was rigged anyway. You feel me? Like ever since they stopped doing the lotto balls, Paul. You know what I mean? Like with the thing, yeah, ever since they stopped doing that and they just started coming out with envelopes, I knew right there the fix has always been in. I feel like the Dallas Mavericks pick should have fell to 11. That would have been our pick. But it didn't. They got the 10th pick. And for tanking, I feel like it wasn't a harsh punishment. Like you're giving a billionaire a couple $1 million fine, and that's it. And he still get to keep his first round draft pick. Like like in somebody who's a competitor like Mark Cuban, he's not a good competitor. They got a championship, yeah, they do, but he's like Jerry Jones in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like too hands on, but he's a competitor and a guy who want to win. Like and a super rich guy losing a few $1 million to keep a top 10 draft pick is well worth it. You feel me? And to kind of stick a jab at the team that you think wronged you, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Even though you didn't make a viable offer to the player that you wanted to keep, y'all tried to lowball a guy and mad at the Knicks because we gave him more money, but that don't even make sense. Even though that his team could have gave Jalen Brunson the most money, it don't make sense. But whatever. But he angry, so he tanked on purpose to give the Knicks, I'm losing the word, but try to get back at the Knicks, and he gets to keep his draft pick. Is nasty work, you know what I mean? And Adam Silver could have fixed that because the draft is rigged anyway. Because there's no way in hell that the Spurs, who always seems to get high draft picks, get the number 1 draft pick in the Wembanyama sweepstakes. That is kind of wild to me. When, if I'm not mistaken, the Pistons had a worse record. The Rockets had a worse record. So this is why I say the fix is in. You send Wembanyama to Coach Pop in hopes that Coach Pop can make him an NBA phenom. You know what I mean? The fix is in. But anyway, the Knicks don't have a first round draft pick. I believe we don't have a second round draft pick as well this season. But I'm not even mad because our team is one of the youngest. There was one of the youngest teams in the playoffs this year. Most of our team is young. I do like our young core. I want to continue to watch them develop. I do want us in the offseason to add a veteran shooter. Uh, There's a few people on my list of unrestricted free agents. I want that Niang kid from Philly. Uh, he's a knockdown shooter. I think he shot like 41% from three in the regular season and 48% from three in the postseason. I want him on our team because that's something that we sorely missed was a knockdown perimeter shooter in the postseason, and I need that. You know what I mean? But moving forward, we still got a crap ton of draft capital. I don't know if we maybe use some of that draft capital to procure a draft pick this season, uh, or try to trade for another seasoned veteran. Yeah, I mean, I got 100% faith in my front office because my guy Leon Rose, when he first got here, said that we're gonna be contenders in 4 to 5 years. This is year three of that proclamation, and we made it to the second round with a team that everybody didn't expect to even make it to be a bona fide playoff team. So in my eyes, we are ahead of schedule. Uh, my team, we don't make the big splashy moves. We make the ones that fit the roster, and that's why I'm confident, like that they're gonna make a play for somebody who's a high character guy, and that's gonna fit this team seamlessly and continue to grow. There ain't no making no more steps backwards. We only making steps forwards. You know what I mean? And the future is bright for the Knicks, man. So I ain't really been going crazy looking at draft picks because, like I said, we don't have one. I thought we had a second round one, but after I did my research, I realized we traded those, and I forgot for who, but we traded those second round draft picks. But that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's cap. I mean, listen, this is one thing, right? This is one thing that's forever going to be true, forever. If there's any superstar that's being talked about being traded or going into free agency, the Knicks name is going to be mentioned. No matter if it's true or not, no matter if there's any real basis of it, it it's it's uh it's always gonna happen. Because for the fact of the matter is this, Barry, uh this front office keep their moves pretty much silent. The only two moves that they really broadcast is because it was wide. It was already wide knowledge with the Knicks going to go see Jalen Brunson play in the playoffs in Dallas. So we already made it known that he was on the radar, and the Donovan Mitchell situation. You know what I mean? Because of all the connections with Donovan Mitchell in New York. But other than that, the front office is super silent about their moves. They do not broadcast any of their moves. You don't know what they're going to do until they do it. Uh, so this is hard for me to believe that uh, the Knicks want Joel Embiid. But even if it is true, I am against it because you will have to break up everything that makes the team good to bring Joel Embiid in and have to start from scratch. That does not work. It's very rare when you trade for a superstar that it works out in your benefit or in a benefit for both teams. So just look at Phoenix. Traded for KD. They home. You feel me? Look at the Nets with all the trades they made. You know what I mean? It did not work out for the benefit of the team. You know what I mean? Cat is not coming. Cut that out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna land the plane after I answer this. What you call Big Fair Breezy. I'm gonna land the plane after I answer this. Cat is not coming. Get that out your mind. Cat is not a Coach Tommy T player, bro. Coach Tommy T had first row seats to watch how soft paws Cat is, right? And for Knicks fans who complain about Julius Randle all the time, and Julius Randle is a problem. Julius Randle this, Julius Randle is that. Cat is worse. Cat it has what a 4-17 record in the playoffs. Cat is Jimmy Butler, who was a former teammate, he was a teammate of Cat when he said this. The guy who just sent us home called Cat soft as his teammate. And Cat's contract is abysmal, bro. By the end of his contract, he gonna be making $50 million a year. The Knicks is not trading for Cat, bro. And anybody who want Cat really don't want to win, bro. That's that in my eyes. If you're a Knicks fan and you're part of the Cat, we want Carl Anthony Towns. You don't want to win, bro. You don't want to win at all because Cat is not a winner. Like, and he plays horrible in the playoffs. You say Julius Randle played horrible in the playoffs. Go look up Carl Anthony Towns stats. Go look up Carl Anthony Towns playoff stats. Then come back and holler at me. All right, I'm done, Big Fan Breezy. My fault.
Nah, that's a little goody. Listen, man. I always think that the GM and the ball club got that advantage anytime they draft a player. Dallas respectfully missed on Brunson because they drafted him. That's their fault. Like you said, I got no pushback for that. But what I will say, Sean Marks, he ain't no different from no other GM, and he did come from that coach pop tree. And I do expect for us to get a big man for us to be successful because he's seen it happen with the Spurs organization. I do think that when Bayama is going to be on some shit, he's going to be ready to play, and they're going to compete. You know what I mean? Immediately. I think they're going to try to make a playoff run. You know, even if they don't compete as a title contender in the West next season, I do think the Wembanyama, they're gonna go out there to compete. That being said, again, Sean Marks seen success with Duncan Robinson, knows that whole system, and sees the significance of Clax and Clax being a draft pick, second round, 31st pick. Hopefully, we get a big man in the draft. Also, I would like to see us get Thomas Bryant on Denver. He just over there on that bench rotting. You see Denver playing good basketball and then winning without Thomas Bryant. He's not getting no minutes over there. I think he'd be a good fit for the Brooklyn Nets. So hopefully we could get Thomas Bryant, Nas Reed, I see that Charlotte, they got a high draft pick. I don't know if they'll be willing to let Mark Williams go, but I think the Brooklyn Nets should look in his direction if they do. I don't know what's going on with Houston. I think somebody on my page was talking about trying to get Sengun. I forget some type of way how he said it. That's gonna be hard. Shout out to Live Jaffe Joe. He said it. And I like Sengun, but I don't know how the Brooklyn Nets get Sengun, especially with Ime being over there and Royal Ivy. I doubt they, you know what I mean, let a player like that go. But yeah, we do need some nastiness and grittiness in the paint. So, hopefully that's the direction we go. And again, I always feel that part of the winning formula is building from the draft. You see it with multiple ball clubs. I won't go over them all. But yeah, that's how I feel for the most part when it come down to the draft. And I can't say it's rigged, but I won't say it's not rigged. Um, Also, what I didn't address last week is uh, Nick Claxton wasn't on no defensive teams. You know what I'm saying? I think that's malarkey, but whatever. I think he competed. He's a core piece to what we're doing and what we got going on. And again, the significance of him is being the core. All of the four players got left and the draft pick stayed. And that's partly because of the contract that we had with him. And the only reason why we had that contract with him is because we had him as a draft pick. The leverage of the GM in the front office is getting talent from the draft going forward. I guarantee it. Hopefully, we do well with that 21st and 22nd pick. I heard some rumors about us trying to trade up. But with the window that Sean Marks has, he seemed like he continues to want to be a playoff team. I think we make another playoff run up until shout to Fugi, up until we title contenders. From here, I would say that we are a playoff team. Even if we kept the same roster and run it back, which I do not think is going to happen. I think that yeah, we're going to compete. We're going to compete enough to be one of the, I would say, top 8 teams, respectfully. You know what I mean? I won't even say top 6 right now because I don't like what we did last season on the offensive side of the ball. I got to see more moves to be made. But going forward, from what I've seen since we got swept up until now, they made the right moves. Yeah, man. Before we go, I just wanted to address this because we always do this on my page. You know what I'm saying? They said it's 16 types of fans. You know what I mean? And I don't really want to go through all of them. It's a lot, but I'll go through the ones that I consider if I seen one of those kind of fans. The Uncle Rico fan is the Uncle Rico remembers where all this here land was cattle country. The nation used to be a better place according to Uncle Rico, a place where people went to the voting polls dressed in monocles and top hats, and polio couldn't keep an athlete off the active roster. What? He said, as such, the Uncle Rico doesn't hold today's ball players in high regards. He gives them some credit, but if the insert retro team here face off against the okay, it wouldn't be a contest. So basically, a fan that feel like all of the old teams is better than the new teams. I don't know. We got some fans like that. Bandwagon fans, they call them the Oregon Trailer. I've been accused of this. I don't think I am. They said the Oregon Trail, also known as bandwagon fans, every year two Oregon Trailers make their alliance or allegiance to the shed and give them the old yellow treatment before heading down the road in search of more fertile postseason franchises. So that means, no, there's no pun intended, but if there's a neutral fan who like two teams in one city and one team gets swept, they ain't no sweat off their back because they got another team that they rooting for that went further in the playoffs. This ain't no pun intended to none of the fans that be on my page talking spicy. I'm just saying they got names for fans like that. Now, you're called the Oregon Trailer. Partner. You know what I'm saying? Then they got the Common Chameleon. The Common Chameleon is the changeling of sports worlds and their behaviors, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's a lot. I'm not going to go through all this. But what I will say is I found one. So the next time y'all say anything, just know I know who you are. Y'all Oregon Trailers. Y'all better stop playing with Big Fan Breezy because I fry shit, as y'all know. But again, I don't want to be long-winded. You want to get to anything that we might have missed or anything like that?
I want to answer Coach. You know what I mean? Yo, you know what's hilarious about this cat situation, bro? About they said the same thing about Brunson. That's the comment I'm looking for. So all good. So look, this is what was hilarious about this comment, bro. They couldn't have said the same thing about Brunson because if you look at Brunson in the playoffs, you knew if anybody was saying that Brunson was soft or couldn't cut, it was Cat. Because Brunson proved in the playoffs that he was like that, right? Without Luka Doncic, he proved that he was like that. So that whoever was saying that is Cat. But when you look at Cat's body of work in the playoffs, you know these things are true because you've seen it. You've seen him work in the playoffs year after year. You've seen his very own teammate call him soft. Like you've seen it. You know what I mean? And for the price tag to bring a Karl Anthony Towns making $40+ million a year already, and 50 at the end of his contract. My bad. I'm about to pull up his contract just so I can prove my point. Yeah. Just so my fault. You know I can't multitask. Yeah, just to prove my point, like Karl Anthony Towns is making $33 million. Oh nah, all right, I got his contract wrong. He can make it $33 million now. He made $33 million this season. He's gonna make 36 next year. Julius Randle is not even he's making $10 million less than that, and giving you the same impact on the team. Like, why would you trade for Cat? That don't make sense. They literally have the same game at this point. Cat might be maybe a better perimeter shooter. You know what I mean? Maybe a better perimeter shooter. He's taller. But they play pretty much the same game. Like, why would you go for the more expensive version of a player that you already have on your team? Like, it don't make sense. It don't make sense, right? It don't make sense, bro. Like, for anybody who think that Cat is the answer and we gonna trade for this man it don't know what they talking about. The Knicks are not trading for Cat. The Knicks are not trading for Joel Embiid. Unless we can get away with giving them minimal players and more draft picks than players, That's the only way I could see it happening. And Philly ain't going out like that with a player like Joel Embiid. Because if you ask me, if we get Joel Embiid, what will I be willing to give up? I'll be willing to give up. And I know this is not going to happen. This is just me. This is where my ceiling is for that trade. Joel Embiid, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, and however many draft picks they want. You know what I mean? However many draft picks they want. And that's where I'm drawing the line. That's it. That's all you getting from the Knicks. If I'm the GM. And if you don't take that, okay, I'm good. You feel me? But that's it. And that's not going to happen. And this front office is super frugal, bro. This super frugal, bro. They do not make these kind of trades. You can see it with the Donovan Mitchell situation. They passed on Donovan Mitchell for a reason, and then we end up beating Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs. You feel me? It makes sense. I've got 100% confidence in this front office. This front office is more interested in building, getting guys, a collection of guys who's high character and who work hard, than versus going after the superstar player. And I am cool with that. I want to be good for a really long time, not just good in the intermediate, bro. And that's what we're building towards. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen. The last thing you said, what you call it, Oregon Trailers, man. You got to be careful with that, man, because you know they're gonna call you the same thing.
All off season, I'm here for it. All of the smoke that y'all think Big Fan Breezy is trying to avoid, I'm here for it. I'm like this, looking for it. So again, I digress. All I'm saying is this: when it come down to it, listen. What I will say, I was going to say something about Julius Randle. There was other ridicule about him saying, and I don't know how fans feel about that. I think Obi Toppin might be on the trade block, in my opinion. And also that's what I wanted to say. Who is ready for the bright lights? Because that's all you was talking about. Bright lights this and bright lights that. And for y'all to get slippity slapped at the Garden, somebody wasn't ready for the bright lights. So let's talk about it. Mitch Robinson wasn't ready for the bright lights. Quickly wasn't ready for the bright light. Hold on. And again, I know y'all want a heavy emphasis Mitch Robinson basketball and what he did to the Cleveland Cavaliers, to a Mobley who never been to the playoffs, to Jarrett Allen who admittedly said the bright lights was good. He wasn't ready for it. But yeah, when it came down to the Miami Heat, them lights got a little brighter, maybe a little hotter. And I said that to say the conversation is the bright lights. Now, the bright lights. There's going to be a rivalry, in my opinion, one that's cooking up that everybody might overlook, but I did, between Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges. Both of them college teammates, Villanova. Both of them drafted same year. Both of them now, respectively, are on the same are in the same city and two respective teams, the two basketball teams of the city, and now them having a history of winning together at Villanova, then respectfully, it looked like Brunson is it's not Randall team. It's not RJ team. Y'all could pretend like, oh, it's a team and we're just trying to beat. No, fuck that. It's Brunson's team. Everybody's seen it. Everybody known it. And like I said last week, it's a big gap between 1 and 2. It ain't no 1 and 2 simultaneously, not in the playoffs, maybe in the regular season, but that shit is going to be a discrepancy because it's only so much comfort you're going to have. Like you said on your podcast, I slept. I didn't sleep that night, but after that, I slept well because, we did more than expected. That being said, that's not going to satisfy but for much longer as far as Knicks fans are concerned, to my opinion. Now, that being said, yes, it is a rivalry cooking up. So you got Mikal Bridges in the interview saying, I'm the best player in the city. He said, why are you even asking me that? You know what I'm going to say. So again, they may be friends and play whatever, the game or whatnot or whatever on the off season or whatever. But Mikal Bridges is a serious competitor, and he's going to show Jalen Brunson in the Knicks. And like I said, Jalen Brunson in the Knicks because it's his team. It ain't RJ team. It ain't Randall team. Shit, it ain't even Coach Tommy T team. Okay, it's Jalen Brunson's team. I don't want no argument out of that. And it's Mikal Bridges' team, and I think it's gonna be something. I don't think next season is going to be a clean sweep for the Brooklyn Nets, but I give us 2 wins. I'll give us 2 wins going in the next season versus the Knicks. I do not think the Knicks sweep us. I don't think we sweep them. I'm gonna say 2-2 from right now. And I'm
listen, man. You talk about all this about bright lights, and Mikal Bridges talk about he the best. Bro, y'all make the playoffs and get swept.
Talk to him, Jay.
Win a game in the playoffs, then talk. You feel me? Like win one game in the playoffs, then talk. Thank you very much, Jay. Now get this off my screen. You talk about bright lights and all this, but you ain't talk about Mikal Bridges not being ready for the bright lights. Like I told you, he wasn't going to be ready for the bright lights because I told you it was a difference between being a role player on a team and being a guy. Because his performance in the playoffs was less than spectacular. You talking about game one? He had a decent game. He had a good game. Game one. After game one, it was clipped for him. 6 for 15 from the field, 9 for 26 from the field, 6 for 18 from the field. Nasty work, and did not impact. He had a good game one, but did not impact winning in the playoffs. But guess who? The person that you claiming that he's saying that he's better than, impacted winning all playoffs. You feel me? So it ain't no rivalry. He's capping that he's the best player in the city. Big cap. He's Mr. Sweepy. You feel me? He's focused on not being swept in the playoffs and worried about being the best player in the city. That's what he needed to be doing. What he needed to be doing. You feel me? So, and it's crazy. I'm hearing you talk about all the bright lights. I'm like, yo, Mikal Bridges was shook at them bright lights. It got a little too hot under the bright light. But yo, listen, again, Randall did. I'm not knocking. But Randall had just as many good games in the playoffs as Mikal Bridges. So, and like you just said, Randall is not the best player on the team. So who cares? He's not the best player on the team, so who cares? So
do you agree with that 1-2 separation? Is it or is it this or is it that?
You saying that is a wide gap? It's not because again, we don't get to the playoffs without what Julius Randle did. We're not a 5th seed in the playoffs without what Julius Randle did all season. 25, 10, and 5. That don't grow on trees, bro. You feel me? Like Jalen Brunson didn't have a double season. You feel me? Like he's a large reason why we in the playoffs. I'm not saying anything different. I'll be stupid to say that. But what I'm saying is Jalen Brunson is number 1. Julius Randle's number 2. It's not a wide gap. You feel me? So when you talk about bright lights, your boy. You talk about Mitchell Robinson and bright lights. Mitchell Robinson had 3 double-digit rebound games in the series against Miami. 3 of them.
It didn't impact winning to me. It didn't impact winning.
Had multiple blocks in a few of those games. You feel me? Okay. So look. So again, you talking about bright lights. I think Nick Claxton had 1 good game in the Philly series. Lights was too bright for Nick Claxton. You talk about bright lights. You feel me?
I put that on coaching.
Yeah. I mean, so again, you can't talk about when lights being too bright for a team when your team got swept. The lights was too bright for your whole team, Royce O'Neal included. Lights too bright. You feel me? For your whole entire roster, bro. Like, so all I'm saying is, bro, you just relax yourself when you're talking about the Knicks, man. Relax yourself. You know what I mean? I don't know what the season holds next year. I don't know what the roster's going to look like to make any predictions on how many games, who going to win. You feel me? I'm not here to make those predictions yet until I see what the rosters look like. But I know one thing for certain and two things for sure. Y'all got a problem on your hand when it comes to the New York Knicks, man.
We
Yeah.
shook up this man. Like I said, we did what we were supposed to. Y'all wasn't playing a good brand of basketball, missed the playoffs. And again, as far as fans and culture, that's a lot. Now, yeah, it hurt getting swept. But that whole, like you said, the regular season count, and we all know the regular season count. At least we agree on that. We agree that the regular season count, and if you do well enough, because it's 82 of them things. You know what it is to vlog 82 games and a losing record? It hurt. Or if it's a winning record, you know what I'm saying? You go through it, but you go through it all. But case in point is, nah, that fan base that go to the playoffs and that fan base that don't go, there's a difference in energy there. I don't want to hear that shit don't matter, just the fact that we got swept. Hey, yeah, we got swept. But it's a different energy there. I see Knicks fans coming home from games in the city. And when y'all winning and losing, I see Nets fans when we coming home from the Barclays when we winning and losing. I know the difference. I am like we the difference. We see we part of the energy. You know what I'm saying? So I know. So yes, I think that Sean Marks want to stay in that driver's seat to stay a playoff contender team till we title contenders. And again, I mentioned the guys that are the players I think that would be good additions. And again, the office that we had was because of Nash coaching staff. They're gone. We getting some new guys in, and I heard they're gonna give the look to the Long Island Nets guys. The GM, he might be an assistant coach for the Brooklyn Nets, or I think the coach of the Long Island Nets will be assistant coach for the Brooklyn Nets. They're giving in-house looks. And I think that looks good on the Brooklyn Nets to start giving in-house looks. And again, I always go back to Miami because they got a lot of house looks with the undrafted players and their G League players. I want to see the Brooklyn Nets start to do some more of that for us to really build the culture. And what I will say, a big part of the culture and fans is having the same players to root for, having the same teammates for years. You know, there's players that you grew up on because they were on a team for 5, 6 seasons, 8, 7, 8 seasons. And I think that's the difference between this era of basketball and maybe when I was growing up, the eras of basketball. Even if they were losing on the same team, they stayed on the same team. You know what I'm saying? For I guess to see if they really can make it work or not. And sometimes now I feel like teams or ball clubs, they try to microwave a win situation, it don't works, and then they gotta rebuild all the way from the beginning. I'd rather build slow than build fast and sloppy. So hopefully that's the direction that we going. It looked like that's the direction that we're going. Hopefully we really do go in that direction. We don't veer off and go somewhere else. But again, man, I think I pretty much summed up everything that. Oh, besides the like you said, the different fans and shit. And this one is funny. I'll read this one. They said the karma chameleon. The karma chameleon is the changeling of the sports world, and their behavior based entirely on their team's performance and standards. Karma chameleons are the nicest people in the world during the regular season. They're truly humble souls, and they appreciate it. You show class and perspective in sports. This is a rules. However, considering that as soon as their team has won a championship, the karma chameleon changes abruptly. Shredding is passive. We'll see what happens stance and striking for the juggler will screw all of you with the best and undoubted attitude. Now, I've heard T Tom say, I'm going to be unbearable if the Knicks win. Is T Tom a chameleon?
No,
A
my
car-
energy, my energy has been always been high about my team. I always talk trash throughout the regular season and all that. You feel me? So I'm just saying I was gonna be worse if we won. You feel me? You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I'm kind of doing this thing with you. All right. So the next one, does this fit you? Because I think it do. It say the coach fan. We've all questioned the team's play calling before, but the coach is the guy who uppins your coffee table after a failed screen pass on 4th and inches. The coach honestly believes that he could lead a team to the ship, if not on a professional level, at least a small college level.
Maybe on a peewee level, you feel me? Maybe I can coach. Yeah, maybe I could coach a little league team to a championship. That's about it. You feel me? Yeah.
These
So
fish is funny as hell.
yeah, nah. Yo, SRK, yo, bro. I feel marvelous, bro. Like you could try to troll, but it ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna work because I don't know if you was here when I was talking about your best player not showing up in the playoffs. You feel me? So how you gonna try to troll Randall for not playing well in the playoffs when your best player didn't play well in the playoffs and got swept? That's kind of outrageous to me. Like it don't even make sense. You feel me? Like, and if you've been following the show, I told Big Fair Breezy before the playoffs started. I said, yo, if we make it out the first round, what I was gonna be content, right? Is that not what I said? Exactly. So, and I'm content. Am I disappointed that we lost to the Miami Heat? Yes, mostly because it's the Miami Heat. You feel me? Mostly because it's the Miami Heat. That's why I'm kind of a little sad that we lost. I don't like losing to the Heat. But as far as where my team has gone, I am content because we're not even supposed to be there. You know what I mean? But yeah, but to what you said, bro, I don't even consider myself like a fan coach because I just know what I don't like and what I see, and I comment on that. You know what I mean? But yo, you said something earlier before you segued into that last part. Yo, listen, man, the energy do be different, right? But I also know one thing because I experienced it. You know what I mean? Getting swept in the playoffs hurt more than not making the playoffs.
Hell
Like
no.
not. Oh yes, it does. Absolutely.
No.
I mean, I've been through a sweep in the playoffs. It hurts. Well, we got the finals against the Spurs. And I think the year that Marbury, I can't remember what year it was. The year that Marbury took the Knicks to the playoffs, I think we got swept. That hurt. That hurt, bro. Like, cause you have hopes that your team can
Y'all went to the finals versus the Spurs?
Fuck. Yeah, I think 2000. 2000.
Was it the Rockets?
2000. No, it wasn't the Rockets. Spurs, we went to the finals against the Rockets in the Hewan era, I believe. Because the Rockets only made it. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. The Rockets won 2 championships when Jordan retired. That was like the early 90s. You feel me? So in order for them to beat us, that would have had to been in that time span. I'm talking about in 2000, we played the Spurs as an 8th seed. You know what I mean? The facts, Kev. You know what I mean? Yeah, so.
Oh, that was 1998-99.
Yeah. Yo, y'all got it. That is a worn out statement, bro. He know how to play basketball. He know how to shoot the basketball, bro. He's only been with us for 5 months. So what? He know how to shoot the basketball, bro. Like, get out of here. Get out of here.
Chemistry, bro. It's chemistry.
That's a worn out excuse, bro. That's a worn out excuse. Nah. He know how to shoot the basketball. And the way Mikal Bridges play, is less about he gets to his spots. He just couldn't hit the shots that he was hitting when he was playing in the regular season. He was taking the same shots.
No, he wasn't. They haven't taken way more 3-pointers. And I'm gonna tell you the shots. I'm gonna tell you the shots. The shots that is new to Mikal Bridges for the most part is the elbow 3-pointer. That's not his game. He was more of a catch and shoot player on the offensive side of the ball, playing for the Phoenix Suns. And when he came here, they asked him to have more spots. And you know what I mean? I just didn't think that he should have had that many shot attempts when we had Cam Thomas. So it was the offensive coaching strategy that made his game.
He was hitting those same shots in the regular season for you guys. He was taking those same elbow 3-pointers in the regular season and making them at a high clip. You feel me? Like, this is what I'm saying. And I told you, and like you just kind of agree with me what I was saying to you about Mikal Bridges when it came to him in the playoffs and this being a new role for him. You feel me? I think it was more about the role for him. And this is my point. I think it's more about him being the number one guy for the first time in the playoffs more than it was about chemistry. The role that he had to take it was a little bit too great for him at that moment. The lights were just a little bit too bright because throughout in that 5 month span that y'all like to talk about, which it wasn't 5 months, it was like a few couple months. That couple months span you're talking about, he was killing with the same chemistry that y'all supposedly didn't have. He was balling out of control. And I was saying, I even told you Mikal Bridges is the truth. That boy could ball. You feel me? It has less to do. I think overall as a whole, the team lost. You can say I give you a little bit of credit with the chemistry. But for Mikal Bridges' play individually, I think it's more about the new role and the lights being bright for him in that situation than it was about the team chemistry. You feel me?
I disagree, and I'm tell you why. Because of the offensive sets, and Mikal Bridges had to be with DFS was because DFS couldn't hit the water if he fell off a boat. So because of that, we had to sub him out and kind of make Mikal Bridges play on the elbow. And if you know Mikal Bridges and what he did in the regular season last season, he led the league in corner 3-pointers. Case in point is that's where his offense was coming from, a bulk of it. So
I'm not talking about last season. I'm talking about this season.
What you mean?
A bulk of his offense. I'm talking about this season as a net. The bulk of his offense didn't come from corner 3-point.
Right. I'm talking about.
It came from getting in the lane, making the midi, and hitting that elbow 3-point.
Right, but I'm getting what I'm saying from one, the eye test, two, the interview that I just finished watching yesterday. And again, I'm talking about how he explained how there was a transition because when he was in Phoenix, he used to train a certain way because what he did was a catch and shoot player in the corner. And with that being said, his offense was the 3-ball or the pump fake midi or drive to the basket. That was his offense. He had to expand on that when he got to the Brooklyn Nets. And yeah, he did well. But again, when a team plays you 4 times and are one of the better teams on defense, they can make it difficult for him. And I won't say that the lights were too bright for him. I seen a lot of ISO situations where he put up the shot because it was an ISO situation. I would have liked to see a lot of more offensive sets made for Mikal Bridges, more pick and rolls, more plays being drawn up for him to score the ball. Because as we know in basketball, one of the biggest offensive weapons, is the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? And the teams who got the better pick and roll, combination, however you want to say it, they are the better teams. You know what I mean? And that's where Harden game is, and I can see why he wanted to play with Embiid. Embiid is the first center that he didn't have to create offense for. All of the centers that Harden played with before that he pretty much had to create the offense for the center. So, I could see why that would work, but I don't know if it works now. And at the end of it, it do look like the Brooklyn Nets land out on top. They got Harden only going to the second round. Their process is about to be a wash. Embiid is the only one that's still out of that process. The best 2 players they got is Maxey and Embiid, and both of them are draft picks. So case in point is they might go to the draft this season and trade Harden. Who knows the direction that they're going? I'm saying all that to say, in contrast to the Brooklyn Nets, we kind of like in an even keel where we make the playoffs, we get swept, which is not good, but we still make the playoffs and we become a playoff team. And again, I disagree with it being the same because I remember missing the playoffs and I felt shitty. It was nothing good about that feeling, especially if you're a fan that watches the game
I didn't say that it was a good feeling. I say that getting swept in the playoffs hurt more than not making the playoffs.
Nah, and y'all lost 4-1 according to Cat. I'll check the stats too.
Yeah.
But
it felt like a sweep. It felt like a sweep.
Yeah, I want us to compete, and the more games we win, the better. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me, man. I feel confident for next
season. SRK, you know why this is completing other. You know why this is completing other Cat? For the sheer fact that the Mavs lowball Jalen Brunson. They wasn't trying to give him no real chicken, and the Knicks did. So even without Jalen Brunson's father, we probably still get Jalen Brunson. And you also got to remember, Coach Tommy T known Jalen Brunson since he was a pick-me them. He's a little pick-me running around Chicago on the court, in the locker rooms, getting advice from the older the players asking Coach Tommy T questions. Like, come on, bro. And you got to remember, our GM is his goddaddy. So, no matter how you slice it, Jalen Brunson was coming to the Knicks, bro. So, yeah, congratulations. You just played yourself.
Yeah, I got shout out to SRK. He said he was gonna pull up. He been pulling up week after week. And shout out to the Nets fans, man. We the best fans. We going through it,
He's
man.
cat.
We've been try to enjoy these playoffs as much as possible. I know we haven't spoken on it, and I guess we could before we leave. And what I will say is this: when I watch the playoffs, I'm looking at why these teams are winning and losing, and it is clear coaches are out coaching other coaches. When you look at the Miami Heat and the Celtics, Joe Mazzulla, as good as he is, Tatum Brown, as good as they are, I could see Coach Spo out coaching that young man. Joe Mazzulla is a young man. He's looking like a young little lad out there. Coach
Yeah,
Spo is wrapping circles
he,
around him.
yeah, he ain't got no experience, man.
Coach Spo is making sure that the game stay close, not trying to come out and hit them with everything they got. Pause. He's letting the Boston Celtics do that. They come out, do what they do. The Miami Heat, they stay poised. They just stay poised. You see them down by like 10, 12, until like even in the third quarter, there was ties and lead changes. Both teams went on their run. But I seen the game last night, and one of the key moments was poking the bag. When I seen Grant Williams do that to Jimmy Butler, and I seen Jimmy Butler's reaction, I said, he about to whoops. Yo, Jimmy Butler about to get this guy. He about to serve him. He's about to see why his last name is Butler. He's about to serve this guy, and he did.
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, this
Yeah,
you feel me? I like that type shit, but yeah, losing 2 at home is a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Miami is going to the finals, man. Like, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not gonna lie, seeing Miami go to the finals lessens the sting of us losing to them. It lessens the sting. It still don't get me wrong. Still hurts. You feel me? I'm still disappointed. But it lessens the sting. Like, and Barry, bro, I've never seen somebody so eager to lose in my life. Never seen somebody so eager to lose in my life, Barry. We going. Let's aim for late June. You know what I mean? Late June. We set up a day to go play some basketball, right? More
I said,
likely,
hold on, I want to say this. 2 things. I think Barry different. He don't care about the whole everybody being there. He want to play like for rec. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could just go tomorrow and get it in. Like, I'll wait for everybody to come. But I think that's
what
how
I'm
Barry
saying is my legs and my lungs ain't ready for tomorrow. You feel me? Like, this is a big age, man. Like, you just don't step on. We just don't step on the court and just. I'm not in my early 20s no more. You feel me? Like, I can't do that. Like, I'm liable to be
he
out
like
of commission
20, he in his mid 20s. Yeah,
I might be out of commission for a couple weeks if I try to do that.
I see what happened to me, man. I ain't
that's
playing.
what I'm
I
about to say.
never play in the rain.
Remember, I was about to say,
I'm stretching right now.
So now, Barry, we gonna make it happen. Let's aim for late June. You know what I mean? More than likely it's gonna be on a Saturday because I know that worked for a majority of people.
So you got Miami going to the finals. Okay. What about Denver, LA? What you got? Who you got?
Denver looking like they about to. Today is gonna tell everything. I'm not gonna write LA out off. If LA loses today, it's clipped. It's clipped. It's clipped. Joker, and the way they're defending the Joker and everybody else is ridiculous. If I will put on my coach's hat for a minute, this is one of the biggest pause. One of the things that need to happen. I think if I was the Lakers, that now hear me out now. I would put LBJ on the Joker and put a bigger person on Jamal Murray. So when they do run the pick and roll with Jamal Murray and Joker, you have somebody big enough to contest, pause, Jamal Murray on the perimeter, but yet somebody's still big enough, pause, to contest Joker. Joker's still gonna get his numbers. This is my thing. Joker's still gonna get his numbers. But what it does, it helps you prevent everybody else from going off. You know, you have somebody that could contest Jamal Murray at the rim if he decides to drive, like, and AD could stay in that roam position because to me they're willing to leave Aaron Gordon open at the 3-point line if he decides to leak out there.
No doubt, SRK.
If I would, bro, listen, SRK, he trolling. I get it, but what I'm saying makes absolute sense because Jamal Murray's been killing him. You know the Joker's gonna get his numbers anyway, and you need to find a way to neutralize Jamal Murray and the other guys. You feel me? Joker gonna get his numbers, bro. Joker, and that's the point. That's the point that y'all missing. Y'all acting like I'm saying LeBron James is going to stop Joker from scoring. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it makes it an easy switch. Like when they switch on the pick and roll, it makes it easier for the Lakers to switch on the pick and roll and contain Jamal Murray and leave AD in a roam spot where he can help defend the paint and keep everybody else in check.
They took that dude off of Murray.
Some
I
great,
forgot his name.
Yeah, some great players you just can't stop, and that's a fact. And you just gonna have to live with them getting their buckets. And I'm saying that LA should just live with Joker getting his buckets and contain everybody else, especially Jamal Murray and the other guys. Michael Porter Jr. going crazy on him. Bruce Brown hitting threes, crazy.
Talking heavy too. Talking heavy.
You feel me? Like, so these are the guys that they gotta stop. The Joker is going to do what the Joker is going to do. There's nobody in the NBA that can stop the Joker right now. Nobody.
I'm not even going to debate that.
LeBron is strong enough.
Yeah,
LeBron is my fault. LeBron is strong enough to not get completely backed down by the Joker, and he's able to switch out on Murray, bro. And then you still got the backup of AD at the cup because he's roaming off of Aaron Gordon because they want Aaron Gordon to take them 3-point shots. If I gotta live with somebody taking 3-pointers on the Denver Nuggets, it's Aaron Gordon. I'm giving him all the 3-point shots. And if he hit him, I'll tip my cap to that. Like, all right, you stepped up, bro. But you not like that. Michael Porter Jr. like that from 3. Jamal Murray like that from 3. Apparently, Bruce Brown is like that from 3 now.
He was developing that. He had more of the corner 3, but over there I see he developed the elbow 3 as well. He playing good basketball. And to the conversation that Monique Hewitt said, listen, I didn't say he was a better player. I say he was a better fit. And the reason why I say he was a better fit is because Ben Simmons was supposed to do everything that Bruce Brown was doing and more. But when we tried to put Ben Simmons in the rotation, y'all kind of see how that played out. So yeah, we took the hit because we didn't have Ben Simmons playing to what he was doing to get the contract, not because we didn't had Ben Simmons been playing like that, we wouldn't miss Bruce Brown. But we missed Bruce Brown because Ben Simmons wasn't playing. I got no knock on Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal played good basketball. He had 2 game winners, one versus Miami, and I think one versus Portland. And he hit a bunch of big threes late in the game, was part of the reason the clutch games we were winning. But he was, open for 3 by the elbow. And that's what I'm learning too. Everybody can't shoot from everywhere. Royce O'Neal is good from the elbow 3 and maybe the corner 3, but not the middle 3. And Mikal Bridges is good from the corner 3 and not elbow 3 so much. He's getting better. But case in point is, to make a team work, you got to find the right pieces and players that fit. So I got Denver and Miami going too, because I think both of those teams are well-oiled machines. Like they both playing a good brand of basketball. I don't see LA coming back to beat Denver. I got Denver winning in 6, respectfully.
Yep.
Oh, five.
So
5%.
to respond to what you said about Royce O'Neal and Bruce Brown, my point was always this: Bruce Brown is limited to two things: defense and 3 pointers. You feel me? And I was like, yo, the reason why his 3 point numbers is so high from whatchamacallit, where he was at, he was in Utah. The reason why the reason why his 3 point numbers were so high in Utah is because he wasn't taking many of them. He was taking like 3 a game. You feel me? Now that he's in a situation where he has to take more, he had a lot of games where you was complaining about his 3 point shot. He's like, yo, when Royce O'Neal is off, he off. You feel me? And my point with Bruce Brown, my point with Bruce Brown was Bruce Brown can do more than just that. He can defend. He can go to the lane. He could hit the little midi. He could rebound. He does all the hustle things that you need him to do. And he can hit that corner 3. You feel me? Because I told you, I was like, yo, what I saw from him last season was that he's a better 3-point shooter than y'all giving him credit for. You feel me? And that's why I felt, and I knew Ben Simmons. I told you Ben Simmons was never going to be the same. Told you that man is broken. You feel me? So I knew that's why Bruce Brown was going to be better for the Nets than Royce O'Neal. And it's sad to see that y'all could have probably still had him for a little change. You feel me? Because I believe that he wanted to stay in Brooklyn. I don't think I had to give him a whole bunch of money. I don't think he's making that much money on Denver.
No, he's not. The fans wanted Bruce Brown to stay. Trust me.
And to have somebody, and I'm not saying that. I think it would have been a benefit to have both Bruce Brown and Royce O'Neal on your team. That would have been crazy. But you know what I mean? Sean Marks is a war criminal and need to be fired. But
we'll see what Sean Marks do. He saved his job by firing Nash. I know that.
Bro, listen, I ain't seeing too much different. I ain't seeing too much different from what's his name? Jack Vaughn. You know what I mean? And what's the dude you was talking about that was supposed to be the key to the organization when y'all
Oh, Brian Keith.
Yeah, what happened?
They was all part of that old coaching staff. I think they was definitely on a different page. And what I will say, the more I pay attention to the Brooklyn Nets, I realize that the assistant coaches, they got some say in the matter. You know what I mean? They don't want to be pushed around. You know, you see Ime Udoka, like, I'm not staying behind Nash. I'm out of here. He went to the Celtics. He competed. You see how successful he was. There's a lot of assistant coaches, in my opinion, who have this air of confidence, like, yo, I don't want to be an assistant coach no more. I pay my dues and I want to go elsewhere. And again, Jacques Vaughn committed. He was here from 2016, seeing all of these head coaches in front of him. He waited around for the opportunity.
Because he knew he wasn't getting no other head coaching job.
Listen, it was rumors that he could have left. But what I will say is I'm glad he stayed. He wasn't a stellar head coach in Orlando. And now that he got Jay Hernandez back from Orlando, and I look and see who was on the roster. There was a few players. I think Vucevic was there in the earlier part of his career. Tobias Harris was there in the earlier part of his career. So they, play and develop two big men in those said two players. So hopefully we get a big man for them to focus on player development with. And I'm confident. I didn't want to see Roy Ivy leave, but he's in Houston now, and we got Jay Hernandez and Jacques Vaughn. Those are the only two guys on the coaching staff. So hopefully they get those looks to the guys on the Long Island Nets, but we'll see.
The reason why Ime Udoka left because he felt disrespected that they hired Nash over. That's why he left. And as he should have. You feel me? As he should have.
You're not mad at that. We wanted to keep him, but we over it now.
Again, war criminal Sean Marks, man. He put friendship above the betterment of the organization and the team. That's nasty work. You know what I mean? I really feel like if that's cap. That's super cap. That's super cap. Super cap. I'll give you Obi. Quickly,
yeah, Royce might have played better than Obi. Quickly played good basketball. into the
I
playoffs.
give you Obi, but Super Cat on it quickly. But yeah. But what you would call it? What I was about to say. Shit. Yeah, I really feel like Ime would have took y'all further in the playoffs than than Steve Nash. You know what I mean? But Sean Marks is a war criminal, man. I don't understand why it's not Pickett. Yeah, y'all not out there with pitchforks and torches in front of the Barclays asking for Sean Marks to be up out of here, bro, because he's a war criminal, man. Like,
I think he tried to make right with the situation. I like the direction he went. We wasn't gonna get nothing out of Kyrie and KD in the offseason. They were
wish I
out of
would have.
here.
Yeah, you would have
They
got
didn't.
something for Kate.
I think
You would
they
have got
wanted.
something for Kate.
They gotta want to be here though. You know, you got KD in the interview too. Like, yo, yeah, I went to Sean Marks behind the scenes. I didn't want it to be a mess. I wanted to leave. You know what I mean? He's made the best situation for me. And
And
again, how much it hurt the Phoenix Suns not having Mikal Bridges in the playoffs. So who really won that trade?
yeah,
I think we did.
so what I'm saying is this, right? I think y'all would have been better off making a trade for KD and Kyrie in the offseason because y'all chief complaint is that y'all didn't have chemistry. Yeah, Sean Marks
Yeah.
chose to, even though KD asked to leave, even though KD went into the owner's office and said, pack me up, I'm trying to bounce. They chose that, no, we're not going to do it yet. They tried to convince KD to stay in a place that he doesn't want to be. And then they decided to make a trade before the trade deadline, at the trade deadline. And it worked against y'all. Sean Marks is a war criminal.
I don't think so. We still went to the playoffs after the trade deadline.
Y'all went to the playoffs only. Y'all went to the playoffs only really because y'all have a losing record since the trade. You know what I mean?
But realistic, 13 and 15 is the record.
Yeah, again, that y'all made the playoffs because of the work that Kyrie put in before he left, not because of the current roster. Let's
we held that spot. We could have easily slipped to 7th or 8th. Miami was on our heels for a good 2 weeks. And I'm only saying that to say the
y'all had a winning. Yeah, y'all had a winning record. Y'all had a winning record before the trade. A winning record. Y'all just lucky enough. Y'all had enough cushion to hold a spot because y'all was dropping like a weight anchor in the ocean, man. Like
2 to 6 ain't dropping anchor in the ocean. We went 1st to 11th the season prior. Then we went 2 to 6. That's an exaggeration.
No, I'm talking about in a 2-month span. Y'all went from 2 to 6. That's a far drop, bro. That's a far drop.
It's still a playoff team in both situations.
Y'all under 500. That's my point. 13 and 15 after the trade. Y'all under 500. That would being under 500 would not have made y'all made the playoffs. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all had enough cushion because of the winners that y'all had on the team to help y'all hold the 6th seed. Y'all had the cushion. If it wasn't for that cushion, y'all wouldn't have made the playoffs. And that's because
again,
of the work that KD and Kyrie put in before the trade.
But I'm not debating that. What I'm saying is it's the team, and the sample size is 28 games. So you got 54 to 28. That's what it is. Kyrie and KD, between the both of them, were there for 54 games, and the Mikal Bridges came and did what he did, got chemistry with 2 teammates he never played with, 3 teammates, more than 3 teammates that he never played with, and it is what it is. I think they made out well. And again, since we here, I think the expectations for the Brooklyn Nets next season going forward is a playoff team. That's all I got. I'm not saying we're going to go to the second round or the third or the finals, but none of that. I'm saying we're a playoff team with the roster that we have currently constructed. And I have 100% belief that we will not go into the regular season with this said roster. I think we make multiple changes. Look for us to make changes at the center, power forward, and point guard position. I don't know. Dinwiddie's up for contract, not this season, but the next season. I do not, from what I've seen, think they're going to give Dinwiddie an extension. Pause. I think they're going to not do that. I don't know which direction they go with point guard, but I don't think it's giving him an extension. That's just my opinion.
I just think at the roster currently constructed for your team, I don't think y'all a playoff team. currently constructed. I think there will be. That's cap, and that's cap.
You run
That's
the
cap.
city.
Yeah, there we go. There we go, Kev. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So I think I definitely need to make some changes. Yeah, I mean, definitely need to make some changes. I I don't think our playoff team as is. I think y'all all gonna make some changes. As for the Knicks, I think we're gonna be a higher seed next year. If with the roster currently constructed, are we gonna make some changes? More than likely. Uh,
Evan said the season was over before the season was over.
huh,
Evan
brother?
French Fry Fournier, that was his quote. He said, "My season was over." He said, "The season over, but my season been over." So I know
Yeah,
he's out of it.
yeah, nah, yeah. We definitely and that's why I have faith that we could get a quality player to come in the offseason on a trade because we have a player in Evan Fournier who's out of the rotation but has a sizable contract. We have a lot of draft capital. Uh, the Knicks not even a playing team, but we were higher seed than your team, bro. Chill out. You see, they said that last year, and look what happened. That's okay. Just be chatting. You see, this is what just be chatting look like. You feel me? Um. So
Shout out to Evan.
yeah, yeah. So I do think we make some changes. I do. If there is going to be a trade, uh, I feel like it's going to be probably Obi and Evan and some draft picks to bring in a solid role player, quality guy. Uh, and like I said, there's a few unrestricted free agents. The guy that I'm looking at to bring in is that Niang kid from Philly because he's a knockdown shooter. He's not the greatest defender, but he's a competitor. I like when he's on the court. He's always giving A1 effort, even on the defensive end. Uh, and he's one of the guys. And that Shrews kid, he a unrestricted free agent too. If we could somehow,
You talking about
still
from Miami, Strus?
yeah, yeah, that boy can shoot the rock, man. That boy can shoot the rock. Listen, man, I don't care what team he play for. If we can get him in a Knick jersey, the way he shooting a rock, man. Have you seen him play? Are you watching him play?
No, I didn't know that Knicks fans wanted him on the team. though. I
No.
see him play. Shit, yeah.
Listen. Once you a free agent, I don't. If you could make the team better, we need shooters. You feel me? And free agency, he's one of the free agency. He's one of
free agency. What?
No, I'm looking at Kevin. No, he isn't. Shrew saying a unrestricted free agent. I think he is, but I could be wrong. But I think he's an unrestricted free agent, and if we need shooters, and he's a shooter, and like you said, he's solid on defense. If we could somehow get him away from Miami, I'll take that. You feel me? I'm all about making the team better. I don't care what team you play for, as long as we can get you in a Knicks jersey. Like if he's in the next season, if you play in a Miami Heat jersey, it's fuck him. Who's back to fuck him? You feel me? Yeah. So yeah, we need to get a knockdown perimeter shooter. I think, and now you know what? I just keep on. Oh, he's restricted. All right. Yeah. Kev said, yeah. So
What trade for Ben Simmons?
Nah. When he said that comment was for you, well, no, he hasn't. That no, he hasn't comment was for you, but I don't know about what though. But yeah, man. Listen, y'all can say whatever y'all want about Julius Randle, right? Julius Randle was an all-star, 2-time All-NBA player, and he plays. He plays. He didn't have the greatest playoff series, but he plays. There's a guy in Brooklyn that's making like 11 million more a year than him. That don't play. He don't play in the regular season. He don't play in the playoffs. That man, before he came to the Nets, said, yo, watching my team get swept in the playoffs hurt. I don't ever want to feel that again. And then he watched it happen 2 years in a row. Didn't even try. Listen, And I
He
get
not
it.
a leader though. So we don't expect
I
much from him. Not like y'all
I,
expect Randall to be a leader.
I
He's
get
not
it.
that.
I get it, right? I get it. I get it. He quote unquote got a back injury. I don't care what I've been said. Stephen A. Smith don't speak for me as a Knicks fan. Most Knicks fans say Stephen A. Smith don't speak for him, for us. Most Knicks fans want him out as a Knicks fan. To be perfectly honest, most Knicks fans say want Stephen A. Smith to stop calling himself a Knicks fan. He's super flip floppy and it's nasty work. We don't claim that man, but uh, this is my theory on Ben Simmons. My opinion, not based in any real fact or any real evidence, is just what I'm seeing and how I feel. I think the back injury for Ben Simmons is greatly exaggerated. I think he did elect to get the surgery because he doesn't want to play basketball no more. But he's also not going to let 100 and something million go in a win. If he walks away from the NBA call out, he's not going to get his money. You talking about over $100 million that's on the table. So listen, if you ask me, I'm like, all right, yo, your back hurt. You can get some back surgery. You won't be able to play for a while. You be like, 100 million back surgery. Yeah, give me the back surgery, dog. Give me the back surgery so I could sit on this bench. I could travel with the team. I could look jiggy on courtside. I could still go out with all the baddies because I'm still an NBA player and I'm getting the chicken. Ben Simmons don't want to be a basketball player no more, and y'all stuck with him.
Yeah, but
40 something million.
I think the difference from last season to this season is that again we let Bruce Brown go because we thought he would be instrumental to us winning. I don't think we do that this season. We know if he would, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. But I expect the same thing Ben Simmons did last season for the Brooklyn Nets to do next season. And we need to take Pulse. We need to take Twin seriously. CJ, Cam Johnson. We need him to get re-signed and have that chemistry with Mikal Bridges and build from there. But contract wise, that's all I got. I think they talking about Royce O'Neal re-signing. I think they re-sign him to nothing too crazy because regardless of what people feel, Sean Marks is big on reliability and availability, and you got more of that from Royce O'Neal than you did. He played big minutes in the playoffs. He didn't play great on the offensive side of the ball, but he was available to play. Um, and Jack Vaughn preaches that having that availability just as much as Sean Marks do. I think they're on the same page there. So look for them to look for players, not just their stat line, but how available they are. We just watched Katie and Kyrie play on the team for 4 years and 4 seasons, and they play less than 100 games in 4 seasons. So look for Sean Marks to look for players to be reliable and available. Look at that stat. Look at the stat where there's games played stat. We're going to be looking for guys that's going to be actually playing basketball, not just on the roster getting a check. No disrespect to none of the players on our team.
Yo,
Just
SRK,
us.
y'all can have him, bro. Y'all can have him. I'll ship him over with a bow on for him to be a Nets fan, bro.
Who? Smith?
Stephen A. Smith. Y'all can have him.
Man,
Yeah. But as far as contracts go for the Knicks, Josh Hart definitely needed an extension. Uh, and as well as Emmanuel Quickly. To me, the jury is still out on Obi. I think Obi got talent. I just don't think he fits this team well. The way that this team play. I said this on Nixon-ish. I said this team is gritty. They play with a grit. And Obi's not that. You feel me? Obi's more a finesse player. He got bunnies, but he plays with more finesse than he does with grit. And I think he's talented. I wish Obi all the best in the world. Homegrown kid, all that good stuff. But I just don't think he fit the way that this roster is currently designed. And this is why you see what's good, Angelo Blue. I just don't think he fits the way that the way the roster is designed. At least the way that this roster is being coached right now. This roster is being coached on grittiness and defense, and that's not where Obi's skill set is. His skill set is on getting above the rim, playing with leaking out on fast breaks. He not a great rebounder. and he's not a great defender. You know what I mean? He's not a good defender. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think he get re-signed, honestly. I don't think he get the extension. That's why I think he might be out of here. Uh, to bring somebody in to fill that void of grittiness and more of a knockdown shooter. Even though Obi has greatly improved as a 3-point shooter, uh, I think he's it is what it is. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah, I think he's gonna
yo,
be a good player somewhere. I don't know
I was just
where.
about to answer. As soon as I was right before you highlight. I was just about to answer that too. I think Dame
Uh,
he tried to bamboozle his way out of there.
he out of there,
That,
man. Mentally, he checked out, so he's
he's
out of
trying to
there.
get he's posting fan like if the fans want me gone, make it happen then, like type shit. Like that's what he posted. He
I
don't want
seen
to
that.
just up. He just don't want to up and say that he want to trade because
Mm.
he spent his whole career there, and he don't want to finally be like, yo, I want to be traded because he always said that he wanted to stay in Portland. But I honestly don't. I honestly think that nobody will blame Dame if he. That I ain't was even trying to rhyme right there, but nobody will blame Dame if he decided to go, yo, I gave it all I got. Like,
But that's him though. He the one who kind of pigeonhole himself into the you can't run from the grind type of mindset, and then
yeah,
everybody gonna say you running from the grind because you want to trade, and that not necessarily defines why he's leaving, But he put himself in that. Okay, if you leave the team that drafted you, you running from the grind. I disagree with that. I just
so
watched the interview with Kyle Bridges yesterday. He said some players be where they at because of the bag, and some players sometime in their career want to be a certain place because they want to win. So Dame is in a situation where he want to win. He got the bag. He rap. Like he do wild different stuff. So I just think he want to win, and he just don't want his legacy to be with Portland because he don't see them winning. But is he coming to Brooklyn? I don't know. I think the Brooklyn Nets is one of the most unpredictable front offices, and I don't see what they're gonna do. But I, I don't. I just don't know. Would it be a good fit? I don't know. What I will say is that the last time the Nets played contender basketball, it was because of a point guard and Jason Kidd. So maybe we do go out and get an explosive point guard like Dame Lillard. I wouldn't be surprised if they got him, but at what cost is my question.
yeah. So Dame is one of those people who who is a curse of wanting the bag versus wanting to help to win. Uh Dame made 45 million. No, he made 42 million this year. He's gonna make 45 million next season and 48 million on the final year of his contract. So it really pigeonholes you as far as to where you can go because it's not enough financial flexibility to move that contract. Uh, like most teams are gonna have to give up the whole damn team to get him. Like honestly,
We could give up Joe Harris and Ben Simmons and call it a day, but whatever.
yeah, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Uh, I like see like if I was the Rockets, right? You got all these young guys, right? That's playing on super super low contracts. You got Jalen Green, who's going to be really good for a long time. They got a few other guys on that team that's going to be good. They're just young, and they don't have no real leader. I'll be like, yo, how many draft picks y'all want for Dame? How many draft? We can't offer you much as far as players go, but yeah, let's go. Go to Houston. You feel me? I think Dame could actually make some noise with that young roster because they got some really young kids, really good young kids on that team. But other than that, we're a situation where the salary cap is pretty much open. Still, I don't know where he goes. You feel me? I don't know where he goes.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
me neither. I'm anticipating this offseason. I heard this is one of the more anticipated drafts in a long time. As a matter of fact, I can't remember the last time we went so wild over a draft. I guess it's the Victor Wembanyama effect, but you know,
the year
I'm
LeBron, D Wade, and Melo was drafted.
right. That's about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So yeah, man. But that's all I got, man. You know, I got this whole list of fan thing, but I'll do it next time. We about 2 hours in. I gotta get ready to play in the win soon. But what I will say is, time next week come. I think more developments are happening. You know, every week it seems like there's something shaking up. You know, so we'll see. My next vlog on either here or before. You know, next Saturday, I'm gonna vlog it about all the draft picks that we worked out and see which one fits the Brooklyn Nets the best. But until then, man, you know what I will say is enjoy basketball, man. Let a game. I might see some of y'all at the park sooner than later. We'll see how that plays out. And last year was a lot of fun, man. Hopefully, y'all pull up for this year too, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah, yeah. We need more Net fans to pull up to the park so we can have a Nick fan versus Net fan game. Y'all don't be showing out like that, man. There'll be a few of y'all.
Facts.
JTV talking like he ready to play some basketball too. I want to see Jay play. He looked like he might be able to play, but I don't know if I believe it. You know what I mean? uh, but shout out to everybody who pulled up today, man. We out of here. See y'all next week, man.
Right, facts, man. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.